Hello, 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 and welcome. Yes, yes, yes. We apologize for being about 9 minutes late, but we are here. Thank you so much for being a part of the show today. Welcome to Your Voice, Your Impact with the energetic EJ and Grace. So amazing. Okay, so quick introduction again, just in case you're watching this for the very first time. This is the energetic EJ. I'm a coach, a podcaster, and an event host, amongst many other things, and I help women, especially women in their 40s, to tap into their abandoned dreams so that they can live a happier and a more fulfilling life by acting on those dreams that they've pushed to the back burner for the longest time. Okay, this is what I do. And outside of that, I'm also a podcaster, and I podcast at Stretch Street Podcast. And if you are into events, are you looking for a vibrant event hosts, whether virtually or in person? I'm your girl, but again, virtually if you're not in Dubai or in the UAE. Well, unless you're willing to fly me down in any part of the world, then yes, I'm game. I'm ready to go. But other than that, even for virtual events, you can call on me. All right. Today, I have my co-host in the building. She's going to introduce herself as well, and then we are going to dive into the topic of the day. We're talking about the power of coaching today. So, Grace, so amazing. Over to you.
Hello, beautiful people. It's another Monday, and I'm very happy to be here. And I'll tell you why in a bit. But before I tell you, let me quickly introduce myself. My name is Grace So Amazing. I express myself through several channels. But for this purpose, I am an integrative life and personal development coach. I'm also a cognitive behavioral therapist and the founder of an NGO called Friends to Lean On, aka F2LO. We educate people on mental and emotional wellness. And today we'll be discussing something that I am very, very passionate about. And that's why I am super, super excited. What I really do for people is that I help people build systems to achieve their goals in their personal or professional life while having fun doing it. So that's what I help my clients achieve. And then we'll be talking more about that today in our discussion. Over to you, the energetic EJ.
Awesome, awesome, awesome stuff. Okay, so before we segue into the conversation of the day, you know how you want to tell us, gist us, how did the weekend go? Because it's like, what's up? What happened this weekend?
I usually like talking about the weekend. And why I like talking about the weekend is because throughout the week, how so I've divided my life, so to speak, for lack of a better way to put it. I have made it in such a way that the week is all about work, 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 work. Even though I find time to chip in some extracurricular activities where it's not work all through the day. But weekend, you see that weekend, that weekend is top notch self care. It's so intentional that I do something for myself. So it's been a while, since the economy, our beautiful economy has this year, it's been really interesting here in Nigeria. But there's something I always say that look, we would look for a way around it. So this weekend, you know what I did? My usual weekend getaway that I would normally do, I've not been doing it for a while, but this weekend, this one that just passed, I took myself out and I had so much fun. I went swimming. I I did what did I okay, I went to the gym. My gym life is almost daily, but what I've not done in a long time was swimming, and I did it over the weekend, and yay, I'm super excited to be sharing that. So babes, tell me, what did you do differently this weekend?
Well, this weekend, normally too, I Thank you, Afi. Thank you so much. Yeah. So normally, I'll probably be indoors, but this weekend I was out too. Yay! 2 to 2 days, both days. Saturday, I actually attended two events. One was a picnic with the young adults in my church. It was really fun. I didn't know it was going to be that fun, but it was fun. And then I went for a pampering session, massage, and oh my god, man, I I slept on a particular kind of bed, so it's like a sleep experience. Oh my goodness. Oh, money is good. And me and my friend that were there, like, girl, we have to make this money. Like, we have to make it in abundance so that we can use it to live the best of our lives. Like, there's no insomnia. I cannot sleep. Not if you have a good bed. If you have a good bed, you will sleep. This bed was so succulent. Oh my goodness. Like, you may get into it, and then the experience is that I think the way they install that kind of bed is it's, how in the olden days they will install bed and then you have nets, you know, guarding it. Like back then for us was mosquito nets, but I don't know what Igbo people, but I think Igbo people was their curtain was just designed. Thank you, Mama. Right. So, but this time around, instead of just curtains, it's projector lights, projector roll down. So it's not like in a box and then they roll it down all, and then you're lying down and then the up is the projection is going off, and then you're playing like nature, and then guided sound. Oh my god. Oh my I'm like, oh my, it wasn't even, the experience was so short, but even in that short time, the moment you lie on that bed, you already feel relaxed. And then the music, and then the what you're looking at, like trees, water, calm, and then you're hearing that voice like, oh, just relax, close your eyes. I'm like, oh God, tell me if I have this bed, I will sleep. In fact, you'll be looking forward to going home to sleep. So this is what money can do. And then yesterday again, I also, had a great time, went to church, and then went out. One of my big uncles was in town. And then I had another picnic with my smaller group, and that was just fantastic. The beautiful conversation we had, like in-depth conversation for our souls. And that was just beautiful way to just, round up the weekend. And I feel really refreshed. I'm ready to face this week. Like God's got me. So here we are.
See me feeling sleepy just hearing you talk about it. You know, I always tell people that there's something the devil can never take away from me, and that's my sleep. I say it confidently, right? I say it so confidently because I have come to terms with accepting that my sleep, my beauty sleep, is mine to have. So there are days that when I'm not able to sleep, maybe because okay, like what happened recently, I was sleeping and somebody called me in the middle of the night. It was like a distress call, and I was worried. What's happened now? Why couldn't you have, could have waited till morning, but the message was like an emergency. And then it was now difficult for me to go back to sleep. And then I just told myself, Grace, sleep is not hard for you. Sleep comes to you very easy. Sleep is not the thing where you sabi do well, you know. And then shortly afterwards, I just slept. And so you just talking about it, like that experience, I just imagined myself, and I'm already thinking in my head that can I get that here? I'll go and look for it. I will go and thanks for sharing. I'll definitely go and look for it.
Absolutely, absolutely fantastic. Okay, so guys, today we want to talk about the power of coaching, and it's just beautiful, the beautiful experience that coaching has brought even into my life, and I've seen the work that it can do in the lives of others as well. I started my journey into coaching in 2020 as a coachee, being the one being coached, being in coaching programs, and working with different coaches for different areas of life. And I've seen, how transformational it can be, how it can change or move you from point A to point B, how it can help you to achieve things that you once thought thoughts imaginable, or thoughts is impossible for you in particular, right? I mean, I remember before I became an author, I was like, I knew. First of all, like I always say, no, me, I'm not the writer. I'm not the writer. I'm not the writer. Until I worked with a coach, and like, of course, you are. You know something. You have gotten experience in this area. You can write about this and all of that. And then until I started to do it, and get the guidance and the help of a coach and all of that, and that became a reality. And other than that, it's just also being this person. I used to be a chronic people pleaser, but through coaching, I was able to even spot it in the first place, to know what it was. That okay, this is a thing, it actually exists. And then these are some of the things that you can start to do to switch it. My first experience with positive IQ coaching with Coach Shazad. I don't know if you were part of it that time, right? But we learned about, the positive IQ, the 2 minutes of a day where we're focusing on one of the senses of the body, whether it's touch, sight, hearing, taste, feel, and two, that particular experience opened me up, like the power of how little time you need to spend on something, but the power of consistency. Those 2 minutes in at intervals in a day over a period of time can actually awaken you, and not just awaken you, but take you from a journey of saboteurs, all those things that are giving you the wrong stories, or telling you the voices that are telling you the wrong stories, to actually acknowledging them and silencing them. And just saying, I acknowledge you, I hear you, but thank you. That's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this or that one. It's a mix of intentionality, awareness, and action. And that is just so transformational that it can change a person from, like, almost like, depending on how intensive and intentional you are on the journey, it can change you from like A to Z. And somebody's like, I used to know you. But like, there's something about you, something has changed, right? And that's how powerful coaching can be. So, Grace, I'm going to leave this to you, because I know that even in your content, I love one content you shared like a few days ago, when you really explained what coaching is, and how, so let's take it from there. Even in the message of, when I was sending the message of this out, we talked about, okay, we're going to talk about what coaching is, what it can do for you, and why you should, maybe get a coach or work with a coach. So what, to you, if you're going to explain it, who is a coach, what would your answer be?
Thank you so much. I've been waiting to do this. And like you rightly said, I have been churning out, I've been dropping content, because for every time I meet people and they tell me that coaching, life coaching, when there's a way, we're not there yet in this part of the world where um, people don't really understand what coaching is. They understand it, but they would be like, how dare this young lady call herself a life coach? It's not something that they're able to understand in their heads, right? So I've taken it upon myself to, can you hear me? There was a delay for a bit.
Yes, I can. I think
Please
there's a
confirm
little
you
bit
can
of
hear me
delay,
before I go
but
ahead.
I can hear. I think there's a little bit of delay,
Okay,
but I can hear.
all right then. All right. So the reason why I have been very intentional, and for me, is one thing, is another thing to carry out what you're trying to put across. So because of the questions I've been getting in recent times, I have decided that look, I will break it into granules. So over the weekend, I was at a gym, and I don't usually do gyms, right? I do my thing my way, my pace, but I have realized that all through the year I did not really add weight, but I did not achieve the toning that I was looking to achieve. And that was because I was doing the same thing over and over again. The things that I will do on a good day. I've been able to master the craft of, losing weight, maintaining it, and, staying there. But deep down inside of me, I know that there's more to what I really want to achieve when it comes to my health and wellness goals. goals. So, while I was in the gym and my fitness coach was drilling me, just one small thing I did, I was like, excuse excuse, please, please, I can't go for that. And he said something. He said, you can, and I'll watch you move. He kept saying that, and immediately my brain just came back to normal. Boom, Grace, remember you're a life coach, and this is what you would tell people, and this is how you would guide people. So this is you taking a dose of your own medicine, right? So who is a coach? Very simple. Most times people will tell you that if you want to be a coach, you should be perfect. Everything around you should be perfect, and you should be. I mean, I don't know the right way to put it. There's a way they say, but here I'm going to debunk a lot of myths and what people see, what they understand by life coaching and who a life coach is. First and foremost, I like to say that life coaching is a calling, because if it's not that it is a calling, you will trust me, that thing, if you start it, you will run away from it, you will leave it, because it takes a lot. It takes a lot of passion, energy, several qualities for one to be able to remain a life coach. I am hoping that this is not me, and sadly I am not able to see comment. I would have loved to find out if this issue is from my end. All right, let me wait for her. You were off for a minute. And please, is there a way I can see comments? I Is there a way I can see comments?
Yeah, you can check
Yeah, you
from
can
the
check from
side
the
of your
side
screen. You should see comments.
of
So
the
you can toggle that on so
screen.
you
You
can
should
see it by the
see
side.
comments. So you can toggle that on so you can see it by the
Or you
side.
see it on the under because
Oh.
I
Or you see
think
it on the under, because
if
I
your
think your
orientation is
if your orientation is
portrait, you might not see it. If it was
portrait,
landscape,
you
you can
might
see it
not
by
see
the
it. If it
side.
was landscape, you can see it by the side. Okay, okay, all right. So I would next episode I would make sure it's landscape. All right. So very simple. Who is a life coach? A life coach is someone who is trained. And if I've been emphasizing the word trained, because there are some technicalities, there are some things that if you are trained, you'll be able to know how to navigate when you're working with a client. A life coach is that person that is willing and is trained to be on a journey with somebody willing to achieve something. And something, it might just be in an area of your life that you're looking to achieve a particular goal. So in this case, life is a composition of several areas of life in itself. So you have health and wellness, you have career, you have relationship and marriage, you have friendship, you have business, you have, so there are several categories of life that makes life, so to speak, interesting or uninteresting right now. So I'll give you, I mean, so right, let me just give you an example of an area of life that somebody might be struggling with, which is something that I struggled with for a very, very long time. My health and wellness, my weight, my weight. I struggled with it for a very long time until when I was able to get myself a coach. That coach helped me to achieve my goal. So it might be any field. Now the good thing about a coach that is well grounded, a coach that was really trained, the coach will be good in all these areas because there's a principle that works for all areas. But a particular coach that understands, especially if they've gone through that particular issue, it will be easier for them. It will be people, it will be relatable, they'll be able to relate with their clients. However, it's not a determining factor. You don't have to go through it, to be able to help somebody. But if you've been trained, you would know the technicalities. You would know the terms to use. So a life coach, to simply put, is someone trained to help you achieve your goals using several tools and techniques. Life coaching in itself is a combination of positive psychology, neuroscience, and human behavior. All these areas were collectively put together to help people, you know, based on evidence. It's evidence based. So a coach is not that person that will just be advising you. Just go and meet a client, a coach, and the coach will say, ah, is it that one? You know, hey, this is what you will do. No, 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 no. A trained coach will not tell you what to do. A trained coach would use what you have to help you achieve the goals that you want to achieve. So it's very important you look out for coaches that are trained and are good at what they do. And I mean, look at us, the energetic and myself. Need I say more? Need I say more? All right, let me drop the mic here so you can continue. You're muted. You're
Oh
muted.
my God. Fantastic, fantastic share, Coach Grace. Fantastic. Honestly, again, like you said, it's a thing that the African community still kind of grapple with. Like they don't, they have an idea, but again, is even it will shock you that even the ones who have been through the coaching, they still find themselves defaulting to the culture. And I feel like it's an African thing. It's the same thing with religion. When religion came, when Christianity came, they mixed it. That's why you like when you leave the shores of Africa and then you get the chance to see how people practice their religion outside, you wonder like, is it the same? Are we not? Are we not? Like what's going on? Like how are you? Right? It's because we have this, like our cultural heritage is very strong. And so it really takes intentionality to break free from it. You know why I said this? I'm currently in a few weeks from now, I'll be fully certified, ICF certified, I'm getting my ICF certification. And one of the things that came up, during the training were, because I'm in class with people from almost all over the world, right? Different people from all over the world. And one of the other African person from East Africa mentioned the same thing. Like now, he is, seeking to transition from his current career as a business person, as an executive, to coaching, so that he's able to coach even the younger executives that are coming up and everything. And it's like, so because of that, he's on this journey. He's trying to look at what others who are ahead, people that we revere and we look towards, and say, oh, this is a huge coach, okay, let me work with them so that at least I can glean and learn from that experience. And then he was like, what I'm seeing is like, what I'm learning as a trained coach is different from what I'm seeing. Like, this is people just literally telling you what to do. And it's not part of the coaching conduct. A coach is not supposed to tell you what to do. They are there to guide you. They are catalysts. They help you on your journey to transformation. But like you said, using the instrument and the utensils and the tools that you have. Of course, they can introduce external tools, but it still boils down to using the potential that you carry. They help you to think and look within and get the answers from within, because again, we all have it. It's just that most times we need that external force to help us see it. The Johari's window, where we have blind spots, you literally have your key with you and you're looking for it. You have your phone on you and you're like, hey, where's my phone? Where's my phone? It's the same thing with life. You have the solution to that challenge. You have what it takes to achieve that goal. But for some reason, you can't see it. And that's where the coach comes in to question you, to help you see what you're not seeing. Right. And, and this is just, it's like you said, it has to be a calling, because otherwise it's not a, people funkifies it now, like, the same way that they did, they made running a business online very sexy, like, oh, online business owner, as if you enter today, you will make your money, you will double your money, like, you don't have to do from the comfort of your home, just get the online business. And you too, you're like, oh, I don't want to work for anybody, sack your boss and everything. And then when you get in, you will know that, if I had known, I should not have sacked my boss. That's where you understand and appreciate what your boss was actually doing. That they have to sit down and think of every single part that comes together to create that business. But when you were an employee, all you need to do, you had one job: focus on your deliverables and ensure you deliver it. But as the owner of the business, you can't do that. You can't focus on one thing. You have to see how all the parts come together to ensure you are the one worrying. Month is going to an end. You are the one, you will worry because you need to. Man, I have bills to pay. This is not just my bill. There are people I'm responsible for. I have to pay my staff. But you as the staff, you have no idea. Your own is, I've worked a whole 30 days. When are they going to pay me my salary now? 28 already. It's already 30th. You have no clue. Half, the stress that the owner of that business is going through. It's the same thing, here, and again, it's just working through and help having that person help you look within to see the potential that you carry. And it's truly a blessing. And honestly, Grace, like you said, it's a call, and I am super excited that I'm called. I'm called into the space. It requires a lot of patience because, again, we're dealing with humans. If you don't have patience, just I don't know. Because again, it's like we said, it is more transformational than transactional. So it is not about, oh, let me do this thing, give me the money. Let's no, 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 no. It's about you actually sitting and ensuring that this person comes to you, and by the time they are leaving you, they are leaving a transformed human. They are living with the results that they came for, or even more, even more. Okay. So again, absolutely, absolutely. And I remember, one of my coaching clients, um, when we started the dynamic, it was more like, oh, this is, the coaching and everything. But at some point, we both had to have the tough conversation, and my client said, you know what, EJ, I know you're a coach and I know I need a coach, but at this point, can we change the dynamics? I want a mentor as well, right? Because then there's that different, there's a shift in the dynamics, you know. So there's the mentor, there's the coach, there's the consultant. So you can they kind of intertwine in a way. But again, as I'm trained, for example, if that conversation has to happen, so that when you are in a session, okay, no, I'm speaking to you right now as a coach, or in this particular session, I'm speaking to you as a consultant, or in this other session, I'm speaking to you as a mentor. And there are three different dynamics to that. And it's just, again, boils down to communicating and everything. So let me just quickly talk about, and I'll give the mic back to Coach Grace, an amazing, amazing coach as she is. What are some of the attributes of a coach? Right, we've talked about, the fact that it's a calling. Your heart has to be there. You have to have a heart for people. You have to have a heart that really wants to see other people succeed and transformed. Right, you have to have a heart for that, because again, and for you to, that even you as a person, when you decide that you want to change, you know how hard and how tough it can be when you are intentional about a change, right? How much more having to help somebody else do the same thing. It is going to take time, and you need to be patient for that. Number one is, coaches they are navigators. They have the potential to help you navigate. It's more like they operate as compass, to help you see, okay, how about this? They're not even telling you like, this is the way, this is the way, this is the way. Even when they've been through that situation, just like Coach Grace was saying, that if you have been through a certain experience, and in that area you are a coach in that, it's an added advantage because then you can understand the dynamics of that journey. But even at that, you just be able, what that does for you when you have an experience. Let's say, for example, one of the coaches in my class is, she's focusing on trauma and grief. That's the area that she wants to help people, trauma and grief. And that means that she probably has gone through a series of grief and trauma, and she's been able to, walk her way or manage it properly to get herself wholesome again, right? And so she'll be, what that will do for her when she's helping people in that state is to know the type of questions to ask to help those people see what she's trying to make them see. And that is just so powerful. And so, like Coach Grace also said, like, you don't have to go through the thing to be able to be an exceptional coach. But if you have an experience, it's like it's a double blessing for whoever it is that you've been sent to, for the audience or the kind of client that you're going to work with, because you've been through it, you understand it. But other than that, you are trained. If you're a trained coach, you are trained to help anyone navigate, their journeys. And so, a coach, one of the attributes is that they are navigators. So when you see me, I got navigator, okay? I can help you navigate through using your voice, through you know, through using your voice, through also tapping into your dreams, your inner desires, to bring it into fruition, to bring it to life, to birth it. Because again, you're carrying it, you see it, but then you're asking yourself, how shall this thing be? How am I going to birth this? As a coach, that's what we do, to help. That's one of the attributes that we have. Coach Grace, what do you have to say to that?
Absolutely correct. And then I dare say that if you are not genuinely happy, if you don't see yourself as someone that can be genuinely happy for people, then you might just want to look for something else to do. Because as a coach, you can even help people and you see that they will become very successful and you're still, so you have to be genuinely happy for people, really. For I think that's the number one on the top list when it comes to some of the attributes that a coach should have, right? And I'm also going to put it out there in your faces that look, sometimes you would not love your coach, and that's okay. Very okay. Because the coach is not just going to baby you into doing things. The coach is going to push you in a way lovingly, but the coach is going to push you. And that's why, so I'll give you a classic. It's also very important that before you go see a coach, you should, because the coach is not a miracle worker. I would also have to put that there. The coach is not a miracle worker, because I hear people say things like, this coaching doesn't work, this coaching thing doesn't work and all that. And I'm like, okay, I would like to hear you. I want to hear more of that. And then by the end of the day, when I'm done interviewing them, I would catch them. And that's why, the advice game doesn't work. And I'll tell you why in a bit. Why is it, when I was in coaching school, because I was trained by the best in Africa, right? I dare say, not just Africa, in the world. And while we were in coaching school, we were like, you can advise them now, if you because somebody says something. No. You know why it is very dangerous to advise people? I'll give you an example. Somebody wants to leave their partner. They are looking for somebody that will come and help them say, leave their partner. And then by the time you tell the person, this person, you have to leave them, da 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 da, many years down the line, like, now that coach always say make I leave that person. No, yeah, that's one. Number two, if somebody wants to switch a career, like what you said in the beginning, sack your it was something I did. And yes, I can beat my chest that I was working in multinational, but I was doing it was when I left, I realized that, oh, I was more like a coach doing what I was doing back that, because I still have some of my colleagues, they still reach out to me, Grace, what do you think about this and that? So it's one thing if you need my advice. So when they come and they say, Grace, what do you think about this? I'll tell them that, do you want my advice or do you want me to coach you? They'll say, Grace, advise me. I'll say, okay, I would advise you, right? But if you want me to coach you, we have to go through a session, a real session. Now, so one very important thing that I have come to realize when people say coaching doesn't work. See, it is not abracadabra. You have to do the work. And that's why when a coach is when you're in a session with the coach would ask you empowering questions. So these are the things that we use. One of the tools that we use, empowering questions, questions that will help you think out of the box. I had a client recently, and then I asked her two questions, and she was like, "Goodness, how did you come up with those questions?" I said, "Babes, I'm trained. I'm a trained coach." The feedback I was getting from her was helping me to ask her the next questions. And by the time we were done, she was like, Jehovah Lord, I have been self sabotaging. I didn't think of it this way. And that's the whole idea. So that you can catch yourself and see where you are missing it. Sometimes you know, but there's a way the coach would ask you that you will be able to get your own solutions. And then I'll wrap up with this, or to wrap up this particular part, is when you come up with your own solutions and you list them out, the things that you would have to do to be able to achieve this goal. When you don't do those things, or when you do those things and you don't achieve the particular goal, then you know that, I did all these things, and I did not achieve these particular goals. Is there a way for me to re-strategize, or should I do it differently? It's up to the coach to help you see it different, to help you, guide you on, trying other options. But in the meantime, while you are working through what you've asked yourself that you would work with to achieve that goal, the big question is, did you really play your part? Now, this program is called Your Voice, Your Impact. And me sitting down here talking to you, let me say okay, no, let me not use that term. Me talking to you like this, speaking like I'm reading from something. I'm not reading from something right now. Doesn't mean that I don't read when I have to read, but it is because I have practiced so well. When I finished from coaching school, I couldn't call myself a life coach. It dey heavy my mouth because I had not done the work. But after I've coached several people, and they would come back and tell me, "Oh, more this thing be like magic, it is working." And I said to myself, okay, maybe I should start calling myself a life coach. When I say this in the work for real, for real, for real. So it is in the work that you do that will determine if you are going to get your results. So life coaching tested, is tested and trusted, right? Your voice, your impact is, and to put it, sorry, I think I'm talking too long, right? But let me quickly wrap up with this one now. Your voice, your impact is one tool that you can use to express yourself, like we're doing now. And one thing we discovered that we both had in common was our passion, to put out, to help people, right? I saw in her that if you see the energetic, I could see the passion from a mile away. I could see that, she wants you to come and learn how to speak, to talk, to be your best self while sending your message. When I saw that about her, and we're already in a common place, I said, look, me, I'm also very passionate about, putting my message out there. I was already doing it, but I said it would be fantastic to reach out to this friend of mine that's already doing this thing. So it was part of my coaching session when I mean, even as a life coach, I have a coach. My coach told me that what you do if you want to reach a bigger audience, if you want to do more, you can collaborate. What do you think? And now, what do you think? That was what my coach asked me. What do you think you can do differently to reach a bigger crowd and all? And I told my coach that collaboration. He said, write it down. And I said, write it down. And as I was writing it down, as soon as I finished, I reached out, I took action. And that's why we've been doing this for how long now, right? So that's how it works. There's a science to coaching, and I'm first a physicist. I studied physics, so I understand the science of coaching and how it works. And if you're watching this right now, get a coach. That's all I'm going to say. I think I should just shut up now. I'm not going to talk anything again. Get a coach, period.
And that's on period. Okay, so fantastic. Again, just to kind of add a little bit to what you said, is to say that coaching is not a done for you service. Mm-mm. It's not a done for you. You have to do the work. All the coach is doing is to help you see the work that you need to do and to help you generate the pathway to getting that work done. And everything you actually need is already on your inside. But you still have to do the work, not the coach. And for everyone who has, worked with the coach before and they are complaining like it doesn't work, it's because you didn't make it work. You didn't put in the work. Because again, you come up with the coach comes up with the question, you come up with the answer. The answer that you've come up with, have you been able to work on those actions that you said you were going to work on? And again, that's another thing that coach will help you do, to help you see the action that you need to take. But again, it's like they can't force you to do what you don't want to do, but they can let you know, like, again, you said you were going to do it. Why aren't you doing it? Okay. So if you want to see the results, you really have to put in the work. You have to, answer the question sincerely, correctly, and take the actions that will get you closer and even exactly to the results that you seek. Now, what are some benefits of, working with a coach? I say one of the things is acceleration. So again, compare, if you have ever worked with a coach, you can allude to this, you can testify to this, that when you decide to work with a coach, the things that might have taken you longer period of time, it shortens it. It accelerates your journey, because then the coach is helping you see the where the problems are, where the pitfalls are, where the loopholes are. And if you take the action and put in the work, you're able to block those loopholes and you're able to get the result that you need to get faster. So one benefit, that working with a coach delivers to you is acceleration. Another one that is like, I think this is even the first one, is the clarity. It's the clarity, like you yourself, you see clearly where you are at. Because one of the things that you get when in fact, in that, even in just the what's it called now, the why did this word, the complimentary session, let's just put it like that, the onboarding session, whether or not you decide to continue with the coach or not, that onboarding session will first of all let you know where you are at. It is there and then, if you are truthful to yourself, you'll be clear, like, I got work to do. The question would not be, do you want to do the work? Do you need support? Do you need help? Do you need accountability for this work? And if you're ready to put in the required actions, then definitely over the period of time that you've agreed with your coach, you are able to get it done. And again, because it is coaching, and there's always a time frame to it. Is that you're going for 3 months, 190 days, 60 days, or you're going for a year, or depending on what the modalities are. And so because of that time frame that you've put to it, it's more like it's part of the attribute to your smart goals, right? So it is time framed and you are laser focused on that one thing or that area or that result that you want to get. And you're consistently, on a weekly, daily basis, you're taking steps and actions that will get you to that goal. So because of that, it grants you that speed, that acceleration, but also that clarity and focus of purpose, to achieving the goals that you want. And I think, again, that's why Coach Grace says, see, if you are still on the fence, saying, "Ah, what do these coaches do? Gone. What do they know that I don't know?" And that's why, isn't it funny? Like, you will see coaches where they are like a coach who is not even in, let's say they're not even like a corporate world, but they are coaching executives in the corporate world, right? It's not because and that's another beauty of coach. It's not because, oh, you're like, this your client is like, no, your client is the expert. Like, you, my friend, you are the expert. You are the expert in your field. You are the expert in your life. My job as a coach is just to help you see what you're not seeing, so that you can do what you're not currently doing to get the result that you're not currently getting. Coach Grace.
Thank you so much. I love the way you put it. And then the beautiful thing about what sets coaches apart, I must say, is that, again, do you mean well for people? Are you very passionate? But this one is very interesting. When there's what we say when it comes to effective communication, building rapport. So this is something that is very important, very, very important in coaching. There's something I always say. I think that's my what was that? That's my, there's a name for that thing.
Your
Your
mantra or your code
mantra or
of
your code of
conduct,
conduct? No, 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 no. That's
your
my
school of
your school
thought.
of thought.
Coffee.
No, no, no. That's my good. Something that is an advantage. Is something that you have as an advantage. Something that.
Oh,
Oh,
that's what sets
that's
you
what sets
apart.
you apart. Yeah. So, it's very unique when it comes
Your unique
to your
selling
unique
point.
selling point. My unique selling point. That's what I'm looking for. Ah, thank you. So my unique selling point is my ability to build rapport. Even if you're the devil, I will talk to you in a way that you would, I have had conversations, and that doesn't mean that you would want to really now come for the coaching, right? But I've been able to, and then my work experience has helped me. And then the fact that I worked in a field where I was communicating with clients and all that. But my unique selling point is me building rapport. I can be able to talk to anybody in such a way that they can become vulnerable. It can be very hard. So your ability to help people become vulnerable and trust you. There's another thing again. If you are somebody that, if they tell you something, the whole world will hear it. You're not a coach. You're not, please, can you look for something else to do? Because a coach is also a safe space, a place, a person that is going to help you. Because in a coaching session, some people will tell you things that, they wouldn't even know that they're telling you. Because when the session begins, is this the coach is trained to tap into your subconscious. And then you catch yourself just opening your mouth and saying things that you've hidden for too long that you don't want anyone to know. It is it is very important you know the coach you're meeting, the coach that understands that there is confidentiality. You know, there are sometimes that I even have some things that will pop up. I'm also a writer, so there are things that I want to write about, and then I will be like, "Ah, let my client don't think that, I'll be extra careful." So that, because these things happen every day, there are some things that would even happen to me personally, but I'll be too careful that I don't want my client to even smell that, you sure say no be my story, this person, but that's a part, right? Sometimes with their permission, you can ask that this story is very unique, and if you don't mind, with anonymously, I would want to share certain things to help people learn. That's a different thing entirely. But it's very important that when people come to you and they want to trust you with something they are going through and they're looking, for help, it is very important that you are very, very you respect their privacy. So another attribute of a good coach is someone that understands confidentiality, someone that doesn't judge. It's not like somebody will come and tell you that, ah, I am blah blah blah. You be like, ah, hey, this one, hey, God, I beg you. All your biases will now start jumping up all around. I mean, please, if you are like that kind of a person, even though it happens to the best of us, because we are in a community, we are in a society where we've been taught to judge because they've done it to you. If you do anything, say, ah, hey, and you get to see all these things on social media all the time. So subliminally, you're taking in the judge, the position of a judge. Look, I'm telling you now, if you happen to come to my coaching room to talk to me and you smell any form of judgment, which is something that I rarely do, that I will not even try, even if I will be I will be very conscious so that I don't show. Sometimes like somebody will tell you one very heavy thing that you'll be struggling with, it will want to show on your face. It is very important. That's why we're trained. It shouldn't come to be. I mean, good coaches are not judges. That's why sometimes it's very hard these days. I find it really hard to drop my opinions on certain things because as a coach, you have to really be careful because somebody that will be coming to you might be struggling with a particular thing and they already know your stand that you are judge whatever on that particular case. Again, let me put a disclaimer there. That's not to say that there are certain things, because if we say that because as coaches we don't point out some things causing issues in the society and we don't talk about it, then we're also wrong. It's just that you are wise enough to know that you are dealing with an issue and you want to address the issue rather than attack people in such situations. So I'll just say, okay, we've done 1 hour now, so I'll just quickly say that a good coach is a coach that would not judge you. And one other reason why coaches are advised not to advise is because they have their own biases and they have what is good to them and what is bad to them. So when people come with their own issues and they advise you, they'll be advising you based on their perspectives, based on the knowledge they have of that particular thing. That is why it is not advisable. I think it's a very good place, to wrap up, and that's where I'm going to end for today.
Thank you
Thank you.
so
Thank you
much,
so much,
Coach Grace.
Coach
I hope
Grace. I
that
hope that
everyone who
everyone
joined
who joined
has been able to
has
get
been able
one
to
thing or
get
the
one
other.
thing
So
or the
if you're still
other. So
on the
if you're still
fence,
on the fence,
to
to
joining or working with a coach is not sure, should I not, I hope that with these few points of ours we've been able to convince you and not to confuse you that working with a coach can be a game changer, especially if you have the right mindset and you approach it with the right kind of attitude, knowing that okay, I'm ready to put in the work, and if I put in the work I'll definitely get the results. You can go and talk to anyone who has been in a healthy coaching relationship before. They will tell you how effective it has been, how transformational it has been, and how it has literally changed and turned their lives around. And honestly, it's always both ways, because at the end of the day it's a relationship. So the coach learns something from this client and the client gets something out of this coaching experience, and that's how it keeps going. Okay, so again, if you ever need to speak to a coach or talk to a coach or focus on a particular goal, that you want to work on over a period of time, and you need somebody to hold you accountable to help you see from a different perspective, but this time around seen objectively, I'm here. Specifically, I coach women, women especially in their 40s and above, who are just having this stifled feeling of unfulfillment because they've pushed their dreams to the back seat for the longest time. I help them tap back into that dream, take action towards that dream so that they can birth this new freshness and fountain of joy that truly exists within you. Honestly, you have to experience it to understand it, right? But sometimes it doesn't come if you have any goal or dreams that you're shoveling down, that you're shutting down out of fear, out of bad experiences from the past, all of this negative voices or rejection that you've felt from the past, or failures that you've experienced that have just made you say, no, 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 maybe it's not for me, but still, this thing keeps calling at you. Let's work together so that you can experience the joy of fulfillment. Yes, good grace, speak to your people as we round this off. Thank you guys for
Thank you
being
guys for
here.
being here. All right. So for me, if you're that person and you have tried in several ways to achieve a particular goal, be it in your career and business, in your health and wellness, or in your self growing, your mindset is somehow, and you don't even know the next step to go. What I do really is I use the integrative method, which is I help my clients to build habits, because I understand that one of the reasons we've been able to understand that one of the reasons people stop halfway when they are on a journey to achieving something is it becomes boring, it becomes tiring, especially when they are not seeing results. But what I will do for you is I would build a system that you would enjoy, and while you're enjoying it, you're marking your progress level. So are you that person that is looking to get to the next level of your personal or your professional life? I am that girl. Let's work together, and you would thank me even from day one. Thank you so much. And I also think I have a client for you. Um, the energetic, since you work with women that are above 40. I might just recommend that lady. I mean, I will recommend you to that lady. All right.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you
Thank you
so
so
much.
much,
Thank you
Good
so much,
Grace. And
Grace.
see,
And
just a quick one as you leave. Remember, again, you can find out more, but also if you know anyone that you feel like this person needs help, but they're just like unsure, you can send them this video. Let them at least understand the work or what a coach is meant to do, and then let them decide if it is something that they want to explore. What's
explore
the worst
what's
that
the
can
word.
happen? They can go for the like what's it called now, the onboarding or that free consultation, just because most coaches would naturally say, okay, let's have a one call first to see if we're a good fit for each other, if we're able to work together. In that session, you'll be able to know if this person is somebody you want to, if you connect with the person, there has to be that connection as well. So again, there is no harm in trying, but sometimes the solution that you're looking for is right where you are. You just need to take the first step. All right. Thank you so much. God bless you. Next week, again, we're going to be back with another topic on your voice, your impact. Remember, you have a voice, and your voice is meant for impact. Don't shut it down. Don't stay silent. Keep speaking until those that you're sent to hear you. That's what we're doing here. We're speaking until you, who we are sent to, you hear us. We'll work together. You'll be happy. We'll be happy. Everybody will be happy. All right. Take care,
Take
guys.
care,
See you
guys. See
next
you
week.
next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.